Let me ask you a quick question. Maybe not so quick. What would you do if you only had just 1 year to live? Would you live it differently? Would you try to discover, no, really try and discover your full potential before it was too late? In today's episode, we're going to talk about rising above the noise, stand driven when distractions try and pull you down. Again, rising above the noise, stand driven when distractions try and pull you down. Listen, I have an 8 point framework. After those 8 points, I'm out of here. But let me ask you, really coming back to that question, family, what would you do if you just had a year to live? Would you really live it differently? Because every year, as the timing of this taping, which is Monday, December 18th, we start making 2024. Excuse me. We start making plans for the new year. I said 2024, 2023. We start making plans for the new year's, which is 2024. We always say in the new year's, we're going to do this, and we have a whole list of things that we plan on accomplishing. But do we ever go back and look at that list to see what we've accomplished and what we haven't accomplished? And do we hold ourselves accountable for the things that we say or you say that you wanted? Well, today's episode, we're going to unpack some of those things and we're going to have fun unpacking them. In the book, of course, you know I'm going to talk about the magnetic project manager, but I'm not going to talk about the whole book. There's a point in chapter 7 near the end. One of my favorite rappers of all time, if you don't know anything about me, is Jay-Z. And in one of his lines, Jay-Z said this. He said, "Inspired by Basquiat, my chariot's on fire. Everybody took shots. They hit my body up. I'm tired. They build me up to break me down again. They like, Hove, we need you back so we can kill you again." And that really is the foundation we're going to stand on today, because that whole particular quote from Jay-Z's song, Most Kings, really articulates how, people will build you up to tear you down, but only to build you back up again, because they're like, hey, we really appreciate what you're doing, and then they'll come back on the flip side and do something crazy, and you're like, Ed, what does this have to do about where we're going today? It has a lot to do with where we're going today, because of the fact that, again, we're 2 weeks away from the New Year's, and I want to make sure, no, 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 no. I want you to make sure that you don't make any excuses for 2024. I know you hear this over and over again, but you've heard the cliches. I'll start tomorrow, or I'll start on Monday, or I'll start on Wednesday, or I'll wait until after this weekend and we'll start on whatever that it may be. If you fall in any of those categories, I know I have. Maybe you haven't. Well, let me tell you a little about reason why I say I have. You see, there's been many times of things that I wanted to do where I'll say, I'll start at the new year. I have a podcast, and I really wasn't for, I should say, for more of the personal development and personal development and project management, and I really wasn't putting a lot of episodes up. And I said, you know what, 2024, we're going to basically go ahead and start uploading, every day, 5 day. Every day for me is 5 days a week. Uh, and I said, wait a minute, no. We can't do that. We need to start today. And I started, actually, this was 2 weeks ago. So every day I've uploaded Monday through Friday with a new episode. And we're all guilty of that, family. We all fall trap, or we fall victim to, we'll wait until it gets better, or we'll wait until we're ready. Family, you're never going to be ready. And I'm going to tell you why in just a moment. Here we're going to get into point number one. Point number one: strengthen your why. Ooh, I love this one. Let me tell you why I love this one so much, is because the importance of being able to go back and revisit of why you're doing the thing that you said you wanted. Nobody else forced you to get the thing that you wanted. You made the decision that you said, hey, this is what I want. I want to be able to do X, or I want to accomplish X. Okay, where are you at in accomplishing X? Have you taken the time to really go back and revisit the core reasons of why you even are doing that? Here, I'll give you some context. For me, when I got into project management, I realized that I wanted to get the PMP. And realizing that I wanted to get the PMP, I was a little nervous because I didn't have success the first time I took the PMP exam. And I had to go back and revisit my why of the reason why I wanted to do this. My reason why I wanted to get the PMP, first of all, I wanted to be a catalyst of being able to teach and coach the PMP and CAPM. Number two, I also wanted to show that the time that I've invested in my craft paid off in by me going and going through the studies, because there's a difference, family, when you're living project management, meaning you're doing it on a day-to-day, and then you prep and get prepared for the PMP, because there's certain terminologies that you may not have used on your day-to-day. And that's why you have to always be looking for refresher courses that you can invest in. And number three, I'll say this last point, it really made me realize the importance of project management, because it's such a transferable skill set that you can take in any field. Again, it's subjective, but I truly believe that. And then also in strengthening your why, start creating affirmations, things that believe. Create your own if you don't want to look at anyone else. As a matter of fact, I know that's something I really want to create for the family. Some of the affirmations that I use, some of the quotes that I really enjoy reading. I got a big whiteboard with a whole bunch of different quotes. Actually, it's two different whiteboards. And the reason why I have these is so it can strengthen my why. A lot of times it's hard, family, out here, of you sometimes you forget because of the distractions of life. The distractions have told you one thing, but then your life is telling you something else if you're willing to hold on long enough to trust the journey. See, we're so concerned to the destination that if we can't trust the journey, it won't mean anything. Hey, by the way, family, if you're watching today's episode, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and show your boy some love. Leave some comments. I love to see your comments. I have someone out there that really enjoys leaving comments, and I appreciate that. I don't care good feedback or bad feedback. All I want to do is get 1% better with the growth mindset. So anyway, let's move on to point number two. Develop a strong support system. This goes out to you, Phil. I hope that you're watching this video. If not, I'll clip off this particular piece for you. You said that you were thanking me for staying and watching and being part of the experience that you delivered I think it was like a 3 or 4 hour training. No, sir. I think we have it backwards. I'm truly appreciative because you allowed me to see from beginning to end how you architected that particular training, how you led that training with poise, how you ensured that people were understanding the information that you were articulating out, and taking the time to measure what you were teaching them, which is hard to find, and just your patience through that whole journey. So me just giving up 4 or 5, 6 hours of my time, that meant nothing to me compared to what I was able to learn, because my why, as we talked about in the first point, my why was so strong that I didn't care how long I needed to be on that call or in that Zoom meeting. I was going to be there as someone like yourself was giving that information. So back to the point. The point I'm making here, family, is being able to develop a strong support system. You need to get around like-minded people. I don't know how to say this any better except being blunt and straight to the point. It's hard to share your vision and dreams with others that don't understand what you're trying to do, and it wasn't given to them, so they're not going to understand it. So you have to get around like-minded people to be able to discuss some of the things that you're into. So for this channel, currently we talk about project management, personal development, we talk about persuasion, sales, and things of that nature, and we combine all that together to help you with your craft. It doesn't matter what profession you're in, but I see it's up to me now that I'm getting some subscribers, that I need to create a community for people like myself that are like-minded, that really want to know more about the project management craft, want to know more about personal development and things like that. And it's not going to just be based on Edward Koch Jr.'s ideology. I want to learn from you guys. So I know I need to make that commitment to you guys to create that community. If anyone is interested in signing up for that community before I create it, so I'll know to get a buzz of interest of it, hey, put I'm interested in the comments. Yeah, I like that. Put I'm interested. And again, family, I'm going to build this out for us because I want to be around like-minded people that allow us an opportunity to have a professional network where we can network with each other, whether that's around job opportunities or whether that's around, career growth. Maybe there's a course or something that out there that the family could recommend and say, hey, this is a new course out here. You probably want to go check that out. I truly want to create a mastermind around like-minded people. So please come and join me on this journey. Let's move on to point number 3. Improve time management. Listen, one of the things I've started doing, I probably have started doing this. I don't know if it's probably the last 90 or last 3 months or so. I start really using, I have an iPhone. I started using the do not disturb. Oh my God. It's a beautiful thing. And you know what's so interesting? I realize sometimes people will call you just to waste your time. And you say, I got real, they will waste your time. And you have to be that's why you have to set those parameters in place when someone, if it's, and I have a certain amount of people that gets through on the do not disturb call list. But yeah, the reason why I started doing that is because I would be in meetings, and this is when healthcare had just they were getting ready up, they was actually gearing up for that piece. And as they were gearing, I was getting so many telemarketers, and I love talking to telemarketers because I used to be in sales, so I truly enjoy hearing it. But it became when I said, hey, I'm not 65, I'm nowhere close to that age. I mean, I'm decades away from, multi decades away from that. So how can I really, what am I going to do with this Medicare, Medicaid? So could you take me off the do not call list? And I would steadily get those calls. So that, if you really want to know the truth, family, that's what prompted me to go and do not call, because I would be in a meeting and I would get a call and I would be like, oh, let me take this call because it must be important, because normally I don't get a lot of calls during the day. But I started seeing a flux of different calls coming in, and it had the various area codes of where I'm at located at. So I was like, oh well, let me answer this. And then it would, all of a sudden, you just already knew it was a telemarketer that was trying to sell me some type of health care. I tell you that story to really to really push on the point of being able to put yourself in do not disturb, so that way you can leverage your day and really focus on what's the main thing. Because you'll be surprised at how much dead time that would be available sitting there that you can be able to leverage to be successful. All right, let's move on to the next point. Point number 4: harness the power of habit. Okay, now I struggle with even talking about this, because reason why I struggle with it is because I went back for a second. Should I talk about habit or more about routine? And I'm going to say both habit and routine, because you have to be able to work on creating habits that work for you. Listen, a habit for you may be getting up at 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. That may be a good habit for you, and it may be a good habit for you staying up late. So you can work on it. So you need to find that sweet spot for you. You need to find that works. You need to experiment. I'm recommending that you experiment that of what worked for me. Um, I used to believe I wasn't a morning person, but then I realized there's no such thing of that. What I realized is though I do have more success in the morning, but I also can have the same amount of success at night. Reason why I love the mornings is because I get it out the way. I keep the main thing the main thing. I'm able to execute. Boom. Now I don't have to worry about it. Now I have the free time to do anything else I want to do. So find ways. If you're doing something that's unproductive, find a way to, even though it's unproductive, what can you get out of it? What kind of value can you still pull from it? One of the things that I do, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and from the outside looking in, it looks very unproductive. But what I'm doing is I'm understanding the market. I'm understanding how people are setting up their videos. I'm a learner, and excuse me, that's wrong. I'm applied learner, meaning I'm going to take the information and apply it. I'm going to take the feedback and apply it if it makes sense to me. If it doesn't, maybe right now it doesn't make sense, so I could put it to the side and say, okay, I'm going to revisit that when I get there, because I'm not just there yet. I'm still working on my craft anyway. So, also another thing I'm gonna recommend is tracking your habits. There's a really good book out there. It's a story. It's by Matthew Dix. I picked up his most recent one was, man. Now I'm drawing a blank. Oh, someday. It's kind of relate to this. I probably should have brought some excerpts out of it. But yeah, his latest book is called Someday. And you know, how many of us say someday we're gonna get to that? And that's why I opened the video up so strong about what if you just found out you had a year to live? What some of the things that you're doing currently right now as we speak, would you actually be doing them? Well, I hope you're watching this video and give me a thumbs up. All right, I digress. Let's move on to point number 5. We got a lot of ground to cover here. Focus on health and well-being. One of my biggest things that I struggle with, and I have a lot of challenges with, is sleeping, getting adequate enough sleep. I don't have no problem going to sleep. I have a problem getting enough amount of time to sleep. And the reason why is because sometimes I'll get to working on a video concept, and I look up and man, time has gotten past me, and then I got to turn around and get up early. So it's those type of things, or just even my leisure. So I have to make sure that I am getting the right amount of sleep. Matter of fact, what I've also done is one of the apps that I'm using, I'm kind of experimenting with, is Sleep Cycle, just to see what are my sleep patterns, how are they looking, am I really delivering really well on being able to go to bed on a certain time on the days I said that I wanted to do it. Let's move on. Oh, also physical activity. For me, I love being able, I learned it from a weightlifter, bodybuilder in a sense, being able to walk uphill on a treadmill at the highest incline that they have. And just being able to do that and listening to some motivational or listening to even to this channel, I really enjoy it because it gives me a time to really just I'm at where I'm at. Meaning, I have the headphones on, and there's no other distractions that's in my way. Point number 6. So what I've done is I took in a quality term, which is called Kaizen, and I've taken the term that I learned from Carol DeWitt's book called Mindset, called growth mind. And one of the terms is so she had growth mindset versus fixed mindset. So I took them and put them together, called Kaizen growth mindset. So that's point number 6. So let me give you some context. So Kaizen is really translates to becoming better. Okay, you don't like that one? All right, how about this one? Continuous improvement, just making small changes to quality control, and being able to standardize work, or JIT, which is just in time, and really just being more efficient. So I said, wow, why not? That makes sense. So hey, let's smash them together. So Kaizen growth mindset, meaning for me, my translation, way I remixed it, is taking it 1% at a time, viewing challenges as opportunities to learn rather than obstacles. And see, I used to be the other way around. I used to look at obstacle as not an opportunity. I used to just, and I have my times. I sometimes still get there, but moreover, I'm thinking further down the line now. Okay, like how can I use this as an opportunity, and being able to celebrate the efforts as I progress along, and not just the results, but the actual outcome. Looking at the end goal and saying, what have I done everything I'm supposed to do up until this point? Let's move on to point number 7. Manage emotional triggers. Listen, we all have them. But being able to recognize what emotionally gets you triggered that causes you to go down this distraction pathway. Again, being transparent, family, I found myself down that emotional distraction pathway, as I call it. Meaning, I'm on Facebook and I'm on there looking, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a cool video. Or Instagram, I'm more Instagram, but more Instagram or Facebook. It doesn't matter what the social media platform is, and you look at one video turns to two, and it's not like if it's not even related to the thing that I'm doing or anything like it. Just I'm laughing, and next thing I know, an hour went by, and I'm like, oh my god, well, how did I get caught up into this? And so just finding ways, family. You're not going to get it perfect, and you shouldn't. You're not perfect. None of us are. So we have to find ways when we do that. when we find ourselves going down the pathway of looking at all these different videos that hold no value, that's not providing us any educational nourishment, that we say, okay, I'm gonna spend 30 minutes here. I'm gonna set a timer, and then after that, I'm done. So you really have to take your time and follow the process that you created, because only you know what the distraction is that's holding you up. Also, practice stress reduction techniques. One of the things I do is do basically meditation. There's two apps. One of the apps that I really like, which is Balance. Another one that most popular is Calm. These two apps here, I started off with Calm and I went to Balance, but I like both of them. So either one, you're not going to go wrong. But just meditation, they have different meditation series, like if you're looking to focus more, if you're looking to work on your breathing techniques. So still trying to get, because I'm working on being more consistent with that, family, but I'm just being truthful with you. Point number 8, master the art of single tasking. You always know the book that I always recommend by Gary Keller, which is The One Thing. And again, family, one of the things too, I'm also working on getting better at, and again, 1% Kaizen growth mindset. Basically taking my time and just really locking in on just one task. And I have to admit, it really works. It's just sometimes I feel like I'm Superman and I could just do multiple different tasks at one time. But really, when you really truly look at the production or the output when I'm doing all of that, it's not as effective if I really focused on one thing, then move to the next and move to the next. It's really I've really found so much success in doing that. And there's had times when I had to multitask, which wasn't efficient, but hey, I had to give it the best as I can. So anyway, family, that's been our 8-point framework. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was kind of long, but I did that on purpose because as you prepare for your 2024 year, we are 2 weeks away as the making of this video. And I really want the best for you. I want the best for myself as well. And I wanted to share some of the techniques that has helped me along in my journey. And I am still on the journey. So I hope you come and join me on the journey. Take one of these 8 points and don't use it. Don't wait till 2024 to implement. Implement them as soon as you listen to it. You know my name. If you don't, I go by the name ED. Until next time, I'm out.